I think you may be joining me, T. What are you saying?
Maybe, but the more that I think about it,
Uh-huh.
there is this world where the cores and Zero Tenacity all have some type of like, you didn't kill me in the initiation, so now I can reposition and replay the fight, right? Like Sniper can get the concussive grenade, push back, Hurricane Pike. Lifestealer has Rage and Infest, can disengage, take another fight. Darkseer, you surge away, reset. You've got Shivas down the line, Halberd for the DK. Like if Zero Tenacity can survive that Dragon Tail, survive the Ursa jump, they can really drag Avulus into some bad engagements, right? But it takes a lot of discipline, especially if you misexecute. Then Tinker behind this beautiful tri-core will have such a free game. Like if Seneko, I feel like he could honestly go like unkilled in this game based on the fact that his team win lanes, right? It's one of those type of Tinker games, even though it was first pick. So yeah, I think Avulus have the easier draft, but there is a world where just better execution enables these heroes to pop off. Like you can never, disregard Spiritbreaker Darkseer as a combination. It is, devastating as the game progresses.
Stoikov kind of giving away the ward there. And does get de-warded very quickly indeed. And Avulus will be able to secure themselves the 2 bounty runes. Zero Tenacity get themselves 2 bounty runes as well. So, let's take a look at some of these lane matchups. We have Lifestealer with the Warlock playing into Muerta and the Tidehunter. This is a pretty good matchup for the Lifestealer in fairness, especially with the Warlock. In fact, I almost feel like because it's a good matchup for the Warlock, maybe it makes it not quite as great. Sorry, a good matchup for Lifestealer makes the Warlock not feel quite as great. Maybe you'd want something which can kind of enable the Lifestealer to.
So just to correct that, you think it's a bad matchup for Lifestealer and Warlock?
No, it's good for the Lifestealer.
Okay.
Lifestealer into Tide is good, right?
It depends on if you get phase corrosion early on Lifestealer to be able to chase down. If you get like good points in Kraken, if you have Anchor Smash, if you have like no real early like pressure on Tide, I think he is just going to farm really nicely. But there's always a scenario where with a stronger 5 position, you can take the fight. I think the first like 2 to 3 levels will set the tone of this entire lane. I don't think you could argue that it's like super one-sided one way or the other. But I would lean, on average, Tide probably wins more of these matchups.
Okay, well that makes the Warlock a good pick then, because it's just going to secure a lane and make sure exactly. Retsu has a good time. That is the strength of the Warlock. You don't really need to worry about your laning pick on the carry. Meanwhile, we Desire just salving up, having some bad trades with the Warlock. Now with Hunsaneko, he is in deep here, and will be killed off by Nefred and Pablo. It's
the old vacuum, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from these fellas. One good thing about the Ursa though is that you can cut waves against this guy all day. He doesn't care. He'll farm under wave. I say that as he misses a creep, but he shouldn't miss many of these under tower compared to other carries.
Oh, Seneko just learned that you can't laser a D-ward. That actually just feels devastating. When you place a sentry to unblock a camp, and they place it in a position that you don't see it, and they instantly hit your sentry, you're like, oh no, yeah. Show mercy. But it is going to feel pretty good, of course, for the Darkseer and the Spiritbreaker. Although they actually don't get the wave. They need to get close. Yeah, it's not going to be...
Now what are they doing? They're just jungling.
Just awkwardly jungling, yeah. Pablo, he's charging middle.
Okay, let's see.
They do have 2 shrapnels.
Yep, it could be enough to bring down Mobe. Let's see. Oh, good.
Bash,
fire, though. Is that going to make a big enough of a difference? No, it will not. Stoikov brings him down.
Sorry, I forgot I wasn't playing Spirit Breaker for a second. My bad. He didn't dash, though. Clearly doesn't work as a caster.
Shame. He also
only when you play the hero.
The cool facet, did he?
Yeah. I will happily force this facet into every pro player. It's the only facet I take when I play my pubs against them. I'll actually teach them the way. No, bullshit. Or Bulls Hit, sorry, my bad.
Is that what actually it's called, Bulls Hit?
It's called Bulls Hit, yes, but it's pronounced Bulls Hit and not the other way. Yeah, it's a banger. It's a banger facet.
It's really interesting how they're just not stealing these waves. They feel like they can't steal the waves without dying to Ursa.
Oh, Seneko doesn't know. Now he knows.
He's got it, he's got it.
There it is.
He's a smart fella.
Finally got the unblock.
away, Pablo.
Watch Pablo just body blocked at 4 minutes though.
Yeah. Smiling Knight, I don't think that's worthwhile, actually. He goes, he tries to chase away the Spirit Breaker, but just ends up missing, I think, 3 creeps under tower. Doesn't feel good at all.
So, yeah, doing a very good job on Zero Tenacity at ignoring the bear. Sure, they're giving him, you know, free XP, but this is everything you need to do to prevent the Ursa from punishing the Dark Zero laning phase, and he is the one having the best lane, right? When you look at the CS, but you could argue it's relatively even in the other lanes.
Yeah,
nothing
this
too crazy
CS kind
happening.
of got a lot of fake CS as well from jungling, so take it with a pinch of salt.
But also Tide Hunter, right? You know it's a good matchup for Tide when he is left alone and not really caring. He is maybe caring a little bit. Hold, I've lied. Nah, he pressed Kraken. I forgot how silly that spell was. Yep.
But we don't like.
Oh, he actually doesn't have Corrosion or Phase Boots. For some reason, I blindly assumed that Lifestealer would have one or the other by now, but nope. Still yet to complete either of the items that would allow him to threaten the Tide Hunter.
It's a little underfarmed. Phase Boot's coming out now though, so that should speed things up. Make it much easier to secure the CS in this lane.
Now it's 5 minutes, it means you can go behind the tower if you want to, start dragging the waves and just do other shenanigans. Just drag it a little bit earlier, that is.
Shadow word used onto Jibbe, huh? I think, yeah, it's just going to be a case of Red 2 running back to the tower to to farm under tower, just as the Ursa has been.
Sure, it's 5 or 6 minutes actually.
Pablo's TP'd into mid, and of course you can't refill bottles anymore, so this only means that he's going for securing the power rune. But maybe they can look for a play onto Mobe here. They certainly will, just at least charge into Shrapnel, just to make him sad. Make him feel Pablo's presence. No reason to stay hidden and just try to sneak the power rune when you can go for a play like this and put the pressure onto Mobe. Ooh. Could have been a bit scary if the Tinker was a little closer, but he wasn't. It misses anyway, so it's fine. Dota2 will just continue farming mid lane. It's kind of interesting how low both of the mid laners' CS is.
And bruising each other for a good time, but okay.
Ooh, they managed to catch onto the sniper here. Nice dead shot coming out from Desire, and that will be enough to bring him down. LeBron TP's in, but it's too late to do anything about Mobe. He's just going to back himself away and be content as a cucumber with that kill. It's down to the bottom side. Retsu and Pablo do get on top of that Tide Hunter and bring him down as well.
Yeah. With the phase boots plus another hero, now you're able to kill him. And actually, after getting the kill, his crew had just delivered. Poking a little.
Desire gets bashed. Pablo, he waits, he gets it. That's a really nice kill, and guess what? It's going to secure them the Shrine of Wisdom as well. But Smiling Knight, at the same time, also went aggressively to make sure that they get the enemy Shrine of Wisdom. So actually, it's one shrine apiece.
Right, even, can we make sure... No, but as a person who has like 1100 Spirit Breaker games, can we please make sure we differentiate a charge bash to a right-click bash? We cannot devalue the 17% right-click bash by naming it the same as a charge bash. Okay, thank you. My TED Talk's over. Mobile getting charged, not bashed in the mid lane.
Correct. But the assassinate's out upon him with the Shadow Word. That means he's dead. Pablo getting a little bit zesty under the tower here. And it's not quite going to drop. Dota2, of course, getting that refresh due to the kill.
I went full Karen on Spirit Breaker on you there for a second. Felt quite invigorating, I'll be honest.
What do you think of Sniper's Aghanim Scepter now?
Wait, isn't it the same as it's always been?
I mean, they've just kind of slowly taken more and more things away from it to the point where it's just kind of lame, I'd say.
Let me double check the change. Did it got any changes? I'm pretty sure it's not had any change in 7.38.
Not for a while, no, but they used to Well, I mean, back in the day, it was AoE and applied your attack damage, and then they changed it to just be like this stun duration
Oh,
and
right.
cooldown
Okay, you're
reduction.
referring to. Okay, you're
Just
referring to
yeah, I'm
2023.
talking
I
grand
see. Okay.
timeline here, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay, so for everyone who's thinking about Sniper recently, it still does obviously the stun and the reduced cast time. Okay. To be honest, I kind of forgot what it used to be. I'm just so absorbed into the current meta of that one Sniper player in your pub that thinks Act is a good build and he buys it, doing nothing the early game and proceeds to do nothing for the rest of the game. So I kind of wish it got changed so you don't get that one guy every like 100 pubs who tries it. I think the start of this game so far has been pretty good for Zero Tenacity. The only argument is they haven't shut down the Ursa, right? Of course, Ursa is meant to free farm in this lane. They're trying to kill Seneko with the level 8 Darkseer, who's having a splendid time. Double Iron Shell, charge underneath the tower, and they do get the kill. But they can't lead any more kills. They have Surge, but Nifra is not using it. So just walk away. Pablo gets a courier kill. Ult to the high ground.
Oh,
okay, charge up in a second.
Oh, very
It
close.
would have been cool. Yep.
Was stunning the Ursa maybe the correct choice there instead?
There was an enrage, so to eat through the stun anyway, so I'd argue ulting away from the vision of Ursa to hug behind a tree. Then if charge was on cooldown, he could charge back through the Ursa. There was honestly, I could see the way in which he was trying to survive, but he just needed charge to be off cooldown. I respect it. I respect the attempt. Using your ultimate in that way, it's not
crazy.
everyone thinks about it, but it's good. It's good. He does die though, and yeah, I think the main thing for me here for Zero Tenacity is when do they transition their Sniper and Lifestealer from farming to threatening the map? Because these heroes, they never really become explosive until they have a couple items, right? Like Lifestealer needs a whole Radiance before he gets into the game. Sniper from the mid lane, you could argue like a Maelstrom or a Dragon Lance could enable him to be aggressive, but they're at least trying to steal some stacks though. Pablo, Stoikov and LeBron using their spells, trying to stop DK or Tidehunter from farming this. Even the Ursa, soon to have Battle Fury, would have liked that.
A lot of heroes can come and grab it. But they do back themselves away. They don't want to get caught out here trying to force this unnecessarily. They're not that strong, so back away. AVULUS will come back in and take their stacks.
One good thing about the Lifestealer pick that we haven't mentioned is the fact that with Radiance, fast forward 15 minutes, you can disassemble it, create that nullifier, and then play aggressive from there, right? So
yep,
there's some like quick itemization swap ups that a Lifestealer can do that other carries can't, just because he likes to buy Radiance. Uses the Infest very early on and runs away.
Definitely makes it awkward. Sometimes, like Infest, when you're running away, Infest is kind of like another BKB where you can just kind of hide from disables for a bit.
Still think the fact that the Ursa being this uncontested it's scaring me a little bit. Like, sure, the kills look quite healthy for Zero Tenacity, but are they doing enough?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way. It feels okay because they've taken mid tower, they've taken top tower, they did good damage to bottom tower, so they'll get a little tier 1 soon. Maybe then they can start to really collapse the map in onto Smiling Knight. Yeah, I would definitely agree that at the moment he's on for a really good game on this Ursa. And I don't know if they can handle a really farmed Ursa.
Oh, layered stun for a second.
Oh, Rage comes out. Golem holding them back. LeBron trying to save Retsu here. But I'm not sure there's much they can do to keep him alive. There's a lot of heroes on his ass right now. Double Blood Grenade coming out. Infest. 1 second. There's an ancient camp though, so he can't jump to that one. And oh, it doesn't quite get in range. The phase boots, the Rage. Now he finds
the Infest.
Jump inside
the Boglet.
Oh my god, he's so quick. Look at him go. Whee! Coming out the other side. Plenty of health now to work with. That isn't going to be enough.
They missed a fire.
Oh, dead shot.
They missed a brief fire. They missed it.
No way. They missed a... Oh my god.
I mean, okay, so first of all, they layered the Dragon Tail and the Ravage. Then they missed a brief fire. A Golem from the Warlock is able to provide a little bit of distance between them going lifesteal. I think also the Shadow Word was on the lifestealer. I didn't really catch it. But still, like, misspells from AVULUS, clutch disengage from the lifestealer, but whew. Surely Retsu has to die there. That feels illegal.
Yeah. That is nuts. Alright, well, the great escape from Retsu. He lives to fight another day and continue heading towards that Radiance. I like how he's just rocking back up to this lane as well. Mobe and
oh, he doesn't care.
still around. He's like, yeah, just proved you can't kill me. You want to do that again? I'm down.
I think if we have to, okay, so let's analyze who made the mistake, right? Was it the Ravage or was it Dragon Tail? And I feel like Jibe just didn't need to Ravage first. Because a good lifestealer player, you see that Tide lift his arms, you're pressing Rage, right? So I think the element of, you know, surprise, the blink stun from the DK has to be the starting tool. And because of that, the fact that Jibe pressed Ravage at the same, what felt like the same frame as the Dragon Tail, did cause Retsu to live. The miscommunication for the new roster of AVULUS.
Yeah, a little bit.
Straight back to farming. Yeah.
I think you're never expecting the Tide Hunter to Ravage in that situation, so to call you have to make as a Tide Hunter to be like,
I'm waiting for you, boss. It's
I'm
all
gonna
you.
do my spell.
You know who's having a really bad game? Stoikov. My guy is kind of struggling. He took mid tower. He waddled around the enemy jungle, but he's just bottom of the net worth, right? Like, he's 1,000 gold down against his counterpart. He went for the Dragon Lance, which technically does delay his farm speed, not going for the Maelstrom. A little bit more survivability, having that extra distance and that range. But yeah, Sniper not really entering the game.
No, he's certainly not. What is Buddy going for? I think maybe he just finished the Maelstrom to try to catch up a bit here rather than going for the Shard.
I mean, going straight Shard is a respect towards Ursa. Will have Blink. I don't want to die to Ursa, but still provide some impact to my team. And that fight is inevitable, right? You got Blink on the Ursa, Pipe on the Tide Hunter. If there ever was a time for AVULUS to cross the river, to go for a little scuffle, maybe even look towards Roshan, it would be now.
Time to take the gloves off. AVULUS still waiting for the first big move to be made by them.
I mean, if you don't fight soon, the Darkseid's is going to have a pipe and a mech. It's going to be out-auring the Tide Hunter.
A little bit, yeah. That's coming pretty damn soon, to be honest with you. Just
like 1,000 gold away.
Yeah.
They've smoked up. Will they overlap their stuns? Will they combo it? To be fair, it's a lot easier to kill a Darkseid than a lifestealer with Rage. He says. There's no scan available, so intuition is the only thing that will save Nifrit here.
Do they know where he's at, though? He is in a pretty pesky position at the moment. Oh, he gets a little close to the wave, but they can't see him in the nighttime.
They did see the Manabu aura, though, on the creep wave, if they were to click that.
Nefrit has been spotted. In we go. Stuns out. Dragon Tail's going to be there. Ravage is available should they really want it here. But Smiling Knight is here to make sure they've got the damage to bring him down. And maybe gets a kill.
Yeah, and at the same time, Zero Tenacity were smoking themselves. So they didn't want to TP to top with the knowledge that maybe they get a pick off.
Yeah, but if that
Pinging
pick off
for
comes in the
Seneko.
form of Seneko, I mean, they should know that Roche is the natural follow-up from this. I just don't know if they can do anything about it. You've got the shrapnel,
It's very
which
difficult.
Is annoying.
Is that enough, though? Maybe it is. I mean, Smiling Knight is leaving the pit, now walking back in the pit. It's...
I think they're going to keep him peachy as they'll find the Warlock as well on the sidelines here, just making absolutely sure that Smiling Knight's going to be uncontested in this one. Does Pablo have a charge? He doesn't. So, Aegis
he nearly did, though, with the Shrapnel Vision. I was expecting it to be like Shrapnel for Vision, Spirit Breaker charge in, he might die, but who cares, you've like attempted an Aegis still, right? But no, not to be the case. They do give away an Aegis for free. And that's not really how you want to enter the game with Zero Tenacity, right? Like, I think this is what the issues they had against gaming, right? Is they have like okay laning, good laning, they take towers, but they don't transition that first tier 1 tower take into then threatening the farm. Like the fact that this Ursa has been top net worth the entire time. Tidehunter, even though the Lifestealer annoyed him with the phase corrosion, they never brought more heroes to kill him a couple of times, right? It's just they allowed them to kind of cruise into the mid game and kind of re-enter after what was a difficult time. Now Pablo getting jumped up,
That's a very
dies
clean
very
kill.
quickly. Yeah. This could be the story the next 10 minutes, right? It's just Yusho on a wave, Ursa plus Tide, Ursa plus DK. Heroes will get deleted.
Its early ages are just enabling Smiling Knight to just really explode into this game. I was saying earlier, it felt like he bought the Blink Dagger, didn't really do a whole lot, but yeah, now he's certainly firing all cylinders.
He's... he's looking at BKB, okay. His quick bio was suggesting like Nullifier, but then he bought the hammer for the BKB. He's manually clicking the items from his quick buy out of order. That does feel kind of unnatural.
it's like slightly unhinged. But
are you a one item quick buyer, or do you put multiple items in that quick buy?
You know, in the lanes, I will like queue up a whole bunch of stuff like before the game starts,
Okay.
and then I'll kind of click, I'll quick buy through that basically, unless anything needs to change. But then later on, I'll have 1 or 2 items.
Okay.
Sometimes a third with maybe a shard slid in there, but I'm generally just 1 or 2.
That's devilish. I don't know. Anything more than 1 just makes me uncomfortable. Like the idea that, okay, maybe it's because I'm a support and you don't get as much gold, but the idea that I, like, in the moment I buy the wrong component or something, and now I've got like half a solar crest, half a glimmer, and I'm like, well, boys, good luck.
Always that's,
Just
yeah,
one
especially
item
when
only.
so many bugs used to exist with trying to buy like multiple items.
The double, yeah.
Retsu, well, he needs to get infested here, and he will do. Gets inside LeBron, but that is not really the vehicle which is going to go very fast. It's not exactly a race car. It's more like a tricycle. Ravage comes out now to follow up with as well. Holy moly, that's a lot of damage. The heals coming out from Pablo, though, might be enough to keep Retsu alive and actually keep him fighting here as he gets onto Saneka. That's a good time, but he needs to stay away from that teddy bear. It is not cuddly. Nice charge from Pablo, though, moving across, stunning back the Ursa and getting the kill onto Saneka. Nice bounce coming in there. It's Stoikov. He's going to fall as well. Smiling Knight brings him down. Retsu still limping around the side of his fight. It's a lifesteal which never dies, but maybe his days are numbered now. Desire will fall as Retsu with the rage trying to get away and is going to get out of this one, but well, Nefrit might not be so lucky. Retsu jumping back in though. I mean, he has got the open wounds. Maybe they can keep trying to turn this one around, but with Nefrit being dead, Pablo falling as well, I think this might be the end for this fight for Zero Tenacity, even though Retsu's still sticking around. It genuinely feels like Retsu's playing on some third team, which no one wants to fight.
Did Pablo cancel his charge? Because at the start of that fight, I just see a 5-man vacuum, and then the Spirit Breaker, who was charging in, then stopped. My camera was slightly off to the side, so I didn't see. But either way, that could have been epic.
Jeez, Smiling Knight.
Wait, they do have a TP cancel.
Pretty hard on this one. Yeah, there you go. Assassinate queued up instantly from Stoikov. Knew the game, read him like a book, and killed him off. That was a really bad death from Smiling Knight there. Going for a crazy play onto Warlock.
That's such a support tip, right? It's like you threw a golem out, you died, you respawned, you died, and then you tipped the enemy carry for overextending. It's like, LeBron's not really done much in the last 2 minutes, but he's the one popping off with the tips, you know? Like, that's my 5 there.
That's a worth in the old chat, you know?
Yeah, it's like, nice kill, bro, I'm only the 5.
Oh, you got me.
Ooh.
God, I hate those people. Usually because I'm on the other side of those people.
I'm the 5 dying and trying to rationalize how it's good. Yeah, I wish I could rewatch that, but that looked like it was about to be some epic 5-man vacuum, 5-man charge.
Believe he just got unlucky with the cooling. I think the cooling skimmed him and cancelled it. But does Silences cancel it? Charge?
No, they would not cancel it. Okay.
I don't have the answers.
Because I didn't see a Ravage, I didn't see a dead shot, I just saw indecision. That's all I saw. But I've loaded up the stream on delay. If you randomly hear me go like panic, it's because I'm rewatching the fight on delay.
If we hear an audible cringe, we'll know what it is.
Yes, I will just say cringe. And then we won't talk about it. We'll just. So if you hear me say that word again, you know that he cancelled it. Nice.
Nefrit has mech.
Cool.
5 of Insight into Heaven's Halberd now as well. Very nice item against the Ursa. super annoying for us to play into.
Again, you can BKB it off, and it has less kind of usage of time against melee heroes compared to ranged heroes, but still, in the clutch moments after a BKB, it is going to always be annoying to be disarmed for any amount of time.
Look at this deep dive going on here. They're going to try and go into Retsu, but the stun immediately going to be raged off here. Retsu very quick with that one. Pablo's giving them the vision for the rise as well. Once again, the vacuum coming down. Desira's already dead, but the Ravage to turn this one around. But they don't have the damage. They don't have their Ursa at the moment. They're just backing themselves away. As, well, okay, the Ursa comes in, finds Nefrit, blows one hero up, now looks over towards Retsu as well, but Pablo's got him stunned up, and Retsu and Stoikov are doing the damage. Violent Knight needs to leave, and he will be able to do so. BKB TP
Pablo?
one. Full-on parachute cord as everyone just leaves.
Why did Pablo not try to bash him? Come on, man, you're a Spirit Breaker player. There is a BKB hero TPing in front of you. You got to right-click that guy. You got to scream for the bash.
You didn't
He just walked
believe.
away.
He didn't
did not
pray to the
believe.
frog this morning.
I will be DMing Pablo after this game. Actually, no, after this series. Let's not do it mid-series, but yeah, I will be sad Spirit Breaker face to him. That's for sure. But for Zero Tenacity, they got to praise Retsu there, right? Very quick on the rage, turning around the fight, opening up that engagement, and then Zero Tenacity. It is between their tier 2 and tier 3, so it's a very good position for them to take a fight, anyways. And AVULUS, you could argue, maybe not so clean on their initiations. They seem to be going for these high-risk plays, where it's like, if they don't perfectly connect, they're in such a bad place to fight. But if they do connect, they get a tier 2, maybe even pressure high ground, right? They're going for the big plays, and so far it's just not really connecting. Even though the net worth is looking good, I feel like it could be so much better with how kind of the 10 to 25 minute mark has been going for them. Just missed opportunities for AVULUS in this game so far.
It's hard to kind of reflect on this one and feel like AVULUS have they haven't played it super cleanly. You know, they got into a really good position in this game, and then these two fights down on bottom side, a couple of clumsy deaths from the Ursa as well, and all of a sudden things not looking so clean at all, really. So we'll see how the game develops from here on out. Of course, the Sniper's sort of coming back into it a bit due to everybody's just kind of plateauing with each other. This Ursa's still pretty far ahead compared to everybody else. We'll see. Shibe going for the Aghanim Scepter next on the Tide Hunter.
Oof. Okay. Cringe asterisks.
Okay, explain.
He was charging into the heroes, but at the speed he was going, he would have connected, but he saw the Tide about to lift his arms. So in the millisecond of Tide casting Ravage, he panicked and ran away, but he would have connected. So he did cancel it, but he overthought the situation, thinking he would get hit by Ravage. But in the moment, I can understand why he chose to cancel. But it's one of those, like,
I see.
you don't have time to think about it. You have to go with intuition and your gut, and his gut told him to run away.
And the risk versus reward as Warlock goes.
Yeah.
I think, I'm going to do Water Triangle and...
Just for context,
destroy.
guys, that was us talking about the fight at like the 21-minute mark when they were 5-man vacuum in the charge, just in case you just tuned in, when the Spirit Breaker cancelled his charge. God, that would have been so cool if they connected. Oh, AVULUS is getting the second Roshan.
Yeah, Roshan will give a little grumble, but no one's going to do anything about it. Interesting voice line.
I can't wait for Roshan to get stronger though. Like, obviously they're patching him to be better right there. Like, when you move between the pits, he's throwing heroes. It applies a disarm. Like, it's doing more things, right? I just hope that each like big patch we get, they just add another layer to him. I still think Roshan is relatively easy to take, which is not so fun. I kind of wish it was more of an epic duel between, you know, both teams having to... You know, you don't want to drag teams to fight and use every resource of Roshan, but I don't know. I think small mechanics to how you take Roshan is always fun to kind of change up the game and how you do it.
Yeah, maybe Roshan should scale off, like... Maybe you should get bonuses from like the level of the hero that attacked him recently or something like that. I don't know, some way to scale him a bit more in games like this where... I mean, basically, like, if you buff Roshan too much, then the kind of low-skill games are kind of going to get owned because no one will be able to do it anymore.
I think the main debate is just, is soloing Roshan fun? I guess it is for some heroes, therefore it should be still enabled. I'm not saying to delete it, but I think like
You
complicating
could buff
solo Roshan
so
is
much
fun.
more, and
Yeah.
Ursa would still be able to solo Rosh, you know.
Yeah, that'd be ways. But what can they do with this second Aegis? He has the BKB, then another fire. Any hero he jumps should be able to go down with the correct follow-up stun.
Jump in, infest into the little creep here. AVULUS, they just love this area of the map. They love it. It's gone bad for them every time, I feel like, but they just keep coming back for more.
At some point, it has to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like this time they will be able to get it. The Aegis, meaning that Zero Tenacity just don't really want to fight into them super badly. Keep farming up. And we did talk about that Nullifier. It does look like Retsu wants to keep the Radiance, though, and just build a Nullifier as well as the Radiance. I think it makes sense this game because you're playing with Fatal Bombs, you're playing with Darkseer. The fights have been pretty clumped. You're getting a lot of value from the damage from the Radiance. Alright, Spino going to get nullified. He just doesn't really care. Has one off his own. Let's see. Middle tier 2 tower. Looks like Zero Tenacity are going to try and make a defense on this one. But they're going to find the sniper here. I mean, this is a really, really delicious fishy for them to jump in on. The Ravage going to come through as well. Pablo has the BKB and keep fighting through it. Golem as well going to slow them down, but Stoikov cannot get away from Mobe. Mobe is not leaving him alone. Stoikov on the high ground trying to go for the TP, but Mobe says no. Stuns him up. The Ratsu's upon him, trying to protect the sniper and also giving him a ton of health with the open wounds as well. And Sniper on the cliff. He's just standing and delivering here. You gotta do something about Stoikov. Smiling Knight's gonna come close as well. No way is this working. Smiling Knight is like,
it's working.
I don't think so. There goes a dead shot connecting onto the side, but he doesn't get off the cliff. He doesn't get off the cliff, and now he's dead. The King of the Hill finally jumps down, but the fight's already kind of lost for AVULUS here. Smiling Knight trying to run himself away, but there's a lot on him right now. Does have an ultimate, going to throw out the enrage, but Retsu will not leave him alone. Charge is going to connect now as well, just yields up the Tinker to try and deal with Smiling Knight, but he's got the jump down to the low ground, so Retsu, he will not give up on this kill. There's a Nullifier coming out once again onto the Ursa, throwing the open wounds as well. Finally, they're going to go for a different target here, but Smiling Knight maybe looks to turn around. Stoikov killing off Mako. Smiling Knight considering his options here. As Pablo and Retsu continue to chase, but Pablo is low and Smiling Knight will take advantage. Now jumping onto Retsu. Nullifier out onto him. He's going to get inside a creep to try and run himself around, and he is very literally just trying to body block Smiling Knight here, giving Sniper time to get over and help him out. He knows that if he just keeps on making space, keeps on pushing them back, eventually Stoikov will get involved, and he will. Smiling Knight finally dies, and now they can look over towards Jibe as well. Assassinate comes in, the right clicks are there, they'll get another. Zero Tenacity take the fight in style there. We had cliffs and we had a run down across the entire damn map.
I mean, what a fight from Zero Tenacity, but the lack of synergy from AVULUS really coming into light there. You've got your Ursa jumping into the tier 3, your DK's fighting in the enemy triangle, everyone's taking a different fight in different locations, and then on top of that, Stoikov, like you said, getting on top of that hill. That is the best place for Sniper. He loves the high ground, he so loves his base, but he is so happy just A-clicking away. And now with 30-second dead on Titan, the 40-second dead on the Ursa, sure, why not try and go for a Rax here? They just need clean initiations.
Oh, okay, we got some wall coming out, some damage coming in. AVULUS, you want to try and defend as 3? Okay, we'll try and fight you as 3. Mobe forced to BKB and back himself away. They can keep looking for these barracks. They're going to have to wait a minute for these creeps to come back, but they won't take long. And they do now arrive. Barracks exposed once again. Lifestealer doesn't really care about these little ghosts. Little spooky, scary ghosts from the Muerta. But 10 seconds on the Ursa. They've taken the melee barracks. Now they just want to try and leave. Nice full stuff. Dodges a dead shot. Retsu gets away.
Maybe the LeBron dies. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, they got the...
okay, wait. Will Smiling Knight tip LeBron?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think he did. No revenge arc on the tips.
It feels too... I think people reveal themselves as being a bit too rattled when they tip you for a kill that someone else gets.
Yeah. Again, I think supports are allowed to tip anyone at any time, because it's kind of like half their skill set is, you know, trying to, you know, play the psychological game. So I think fives are, but I think a carry tipping, a support dying, it shows that they got to them, you know. So I think Smiling Knight not tipping, it's like, it's proof that it didn't affect him, and he's holding in the emotions into after the game. But I mean, AVULUS, they got to contain themselves. When you have Tide, DK, and Ursa as your tricore, on paper it's very simple. You know, see hero, stun, Ursa jumps in top, you get kill. But for these fights, it seems to be kind of like every man for himself. Like, they did a very good job. The Tide and Ursa starting onto the dark side, right, getting that kill, but just the follow up after just wasn't on the same page. We do have to give credit, of course. Like Spirit Breaker charging through, Sniper re-engaging, or sorry, disengaging the entire time with his Hurricane Pike and grenade. Like, it's not easy. Like, if you do fail your initiation, Zero Tenacity, like we mentioned at the start of the game, like, they do have incredible survivability tools on all their cores, which just further punishes AVULUS if they aren't to execute cleanly.
And it has not been clean so far from them. There's not been a single fight where it's looked like they're all moving together, they've all got the same idea on the target they want to get. Everything's been very staggered. And again, that last fight, all it took was somebody to say, Sniper's on the cliff, back away from the cliff. But no, they just wanted to keep on going. They just wanted to keep on trying to fight people under the Sniper. It's like a perfect encapsulation of this game, and also a perfect encapsulation of the points I made at the start, where I said, I think we might have issues getting distracted by the Ursa and, by the Lifestealer, and potentially the Sniper's just able to fire away from the high ground. Of course, I did say AVULUS was going to win, but I thought that would have been a
I was gonna,
bit of fact.
Are you going to share that point? I was gonna say, are you going to share that point? Or
Yeah, don't worry. I'd never lie to great people of Dota like that.
Just say it with meaning. That's what normally goes down, right? Say it with confidence. It's true.
True.
No
I never said AVULUS were going to win.
Do you think someone's got that much energy to?
I actually predicted it'd be 15 to 15 at 35 minutes. It's like when someone says check the replay in an argument in a Dota game. Like, you know, no one's gonna bother.
I've checked the replay a couple of times. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I do as well. But
especially when I flame myself and I check my own replay and I'm like, God, yeah, I am right. I was terrible this game.
I am way more likely to check my replay for my own mistakes than if like a teammate's mistake. I don't really care.
I actually, a week ago, I did check a replay because an Abaddon on my team was flaming everyone, and when I watched the replay, he chased a Weaver as Abaddon, just pressing Orchid on him for the entire fight, rather than like shielding or saving my Sven. It was pretty sad.
Did he kill
the guy
Weaver?
Was meant to be like 13k. No, he didn't.
No.
Like 13.5k, didn't kill the Weaver, didn't do anything other than press Orchid, and yeah. Either way, AVULUS smoked up, used the Twin Gate, running in a delightful line, hoping to find Zero Tenacity. They're gonna maybe find Stoikov.
Yeah, oh, perfect Ravage landing onto both the Sniper and the Lifestealer. Could that be any better? I don't think so. They're still trying to fight this one. I mean, they got a nice 3-man vacuum into a 3-man charge, but the damage follow-up is obviously not there because you're 1 and 2 are lying dead and buried in the ground in a very shallow grave indeed. And now the curve towards Brun. He will die. What an absolute beatdown.
It's a beatdown, but it's a blunder by the supports and Zero Tenacity. You're playing in your own triangle, but that ward's still available. Like, that's the issue there.
Wait,
that
what?
smoke, yes, it's... Yeah, that, like, sure, AVULUS, they make a wonderful smoke, but they're playing on the simplest vision in the game. A high ground spot. You've played out a clutch move, and yeah. As much as it's a good smoke from AVULUS, it's just a major mistake made. If your cores are hugging that area, that ward cannot be there. Sure, a low ground ward, you can miss that, right?
It?
But yeah. Again, props to AVULUS for capitalizing on the bronze mistakes there. Sweeping back into the area, realizing that this kind of like this get out of jail card has been presented to them, right? It's
I mean, yeah, if you have the vision up and you see the Lifestealer and the Sniper just sitting next to each other having a good old time.
It's good there.
Holding hands, you will come and ravage them and kill them both, because hand holding is not allowed in Dota. Not between your Sniper and your Lifestealer. They should never be near each other.
It's been a shaky game, but I still can see like the signs of life in AVULUS. Like, once they do find some of that kind of synergy between their new players, like, you can obviously see why they're a good team, but it does take some painful moments for them to understand each other, like Mobai and Desire. Two brand new perspectives on the game.
Well, suddenly
weird game, though.
10k gold advantage for AVULUS has just been gained.
The high ground. Sniper's best friend. He's won. He won a fight there before. Can he do it again?
It already scares me though that Zero Tenacity are positioned outside the base like this. It just feels...
Did you see LeBron went blank?
Huh.
Yeah.
Alright.
I get he doesn't want to be in position of, like, oops, I've been jumped, but it's kind of a bold item to go for. He's really hoping to find that correct column, that correct angle.
Yeah, I mean, wants to go in deep enough, I guess. Probably going to be seeing...
I mean, when he gets level 20, it's kind of cool. Because level 20 Warlock, when you have the Golem on death, it makes sense.
Jump in on the entire enemy team.
Yeah, oopsie, I've died, Golem! Right? It's cool, but
then you could also go for the upheaval damage. Like, did you consider
Sell
that?
it to me? Yes. I never will take it.
I'm trying to think of an angle where I can try to sell that. Because if there's Fatal Bonds, if you have Glimmer Cape and Fatal Bonds, and then you just use both of those and they don't have any dust, and you can solo a whole team, maybe.
Oh, sorry, I disconnected. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's fair. I can't think of a single reason why you would ever take up evil damage, I'll be honest.
There
Like,
we go.
What a mismatched talent choice.
Again, a good way of describing it. I was talking to Pono the other day, and his way of looking at it was to take a talent. Actually, hold on, there's a big fight. Let's look at that first. Hold.
It's a very big fight. Well, it's kind of just a carry. It's just kind of fighting each other, trying to bait Stoikov to show himself. That's all that's happening here. Retsu going to be able to stand his ground pretty easily here, taking chunks out of Mobe. There's a Ravage coming down, but doesn't really land. Just kind of catching out Pablo, and that's about it. Retsu has the BKB available, but they've actually dragged the Ursa down to the low ground, separating Retsu and Mobe to allow them to fight off on the side of the sniper, way inside the base here, just happily pewing away. Not really doing a whole lot to Jibe either, though. Retsu's still just playing a single-player game over on the sidelines here. He's having fun. And Smiling Knight may have been caught out a little bit here. That might be the Aegis. Nullifies out onto him, but they just stop doing damage to a point. Assassinate comes through, but won't be enough here with the Enrage coming down. Smiling Knight's going to be fine. Nice heals, nice shields coming out from Suneko as well, just to make sure Smiling Knight is absolutely fine, and they'll just be able to fully heal and reset.
Sniper was A-clicking that entire time. And I didn't see any core really get close to dying.
Nope.
It was 4,000 damage, but it was 4,000 damage like into like Kraken and Enrages.
Tinker as well, and like
with the heals. Yeah.
It's not really 4,000 damage, isn't it? Let's be honest with ourselves.
No. Okay, Pablo. Shadow baited up. Maybe gonna be going on to the Ursa. Oh, nice dead shot though.
And another nice dead shot. These Aghanim dead shots are ridiculous. Still looking. Ravage comes in. They found the sniper. That's a big target. They want to try and bring him down here. The spear comes out onto him, and the Ursa is there. But there comes the Hurricane Pike out from Stoikov. But I don't think it matters. There's a concussive. Another 4-staff. Everything being used now.
And the
surge
surge
as well. But the nullifies out onto him. Can he make it out? No, I don't think he got turning.
They go. What?
Those open wounds inside the fountain. Stoikov realized.
And the Bastion Tiger! What a charge!
What? Oh, Smiling Knight. There is no way he is smiling after that one.
What a charge from Pablo though, to bash him from behind up into the base.
Sick.
Oh, beautiful stuff there. And Smiling, another time he's gone for a big chase. Sure, that the tier 2 who went for LeBron, he died. Now he's chasing the sniper. There was a dust on him, but he Hurricane Pike during the anchor. The team helps kill the anchor. Then he concussive grenades, gets another 4-staff, and at the very end of the dust, it's just beautiful position. Wow, what a teamwork.
It was
to save
teamwork.
him there.
Yeah, everybody did something there. Everybody did something.
I honestly I had no words to describe it. Like
literally
Ursa, like,
every single hero.
He has one punch, right? And he's like, okay, next punch he's dead. But then he's in the fountain, and it's like, oh.
Okay, Rats.
Okay, now BKB take a range rack, shit.
Yeah, he had rage.
BKB is cooler. Looks nicer. I mean, the fact that they did all of that to kill a sniper who, again, if you want to remember the fight beforehand, did nearly no damage even though he did 4,000 damage. That was the level of commitment Smiling Knight put on this hero.
Yeah. I feel like I need to get him gone. Focusing on the buildings here, not being distracted by Jibbe or Mobe. 14 seconds on the Ursa. They are now in the danger zone. Triple Fear going to come out. But they'll walk in that direction anyway. This Aghanim's is so silly. Stun onto Retsu. Rage off, of course. Force away. Infest into Nefrit. Nefrit self-surges, leaving LeBron behind. LeBron's going to get caught here either, though.
I think the blink for LeBron is more, my team is so quick and mobile that if I don't buy a blink, I'm always dead.
I'm always just left behind. The bus is going to leave without me.
With that one mid-def, he's like, nah, alright, fuck it, I'm buying blink. You guys are cool, I want to be cool. I honestly don't know who's going to win this game.
No, it's great, isn't it?
Will Smiling Knight dive again? Will Pablo hit a clutch charge? Will Sniper eventually do damage? So many questions.
He's got Silver Edge, which is actually like reasonable damage, but it's still not like MKB, Daedalus, Rapier, or anything like that.
Okay.
Hey,
smoked up.
Parker's got in my head. Okay, I now see Rapier as just another
core
damage item. Yeah.
Remember the patch when Medusa would go like Manta of Rapier?
Yeah.
I think it was a couple years ago. That was for some reason a core build on the hero.
Yep.
And they are showing that the Lifestealer is mid, as the Radiance turned on, he did. So a random creep wave getting Radiance burned is showing the smoke. And Zero Tenacity, their answer to AVULUS playing on the map is warding up the enemy triangle, pushing that bot wave, maybe even hitting the bottom tier 3 to get the TPs back. And know their position. Gotta be careful if you are Zero Tenacity. Trying to set yourself up for this bottom siege. You are just ignoring. Yeah, I was like, you are just ignoring Roshan. No. Okay. They are giving up 3 Roshans. They've first one Darkseer died. AVULUS get it for free. Second one LeBron died. They get it for free. And a third one, I just think they misread the map. Yeah. Also a refresher. Shard, sorry, going the way to Tidehunter.
Yeah,
Double Ravage.
Pretty big deal. Well, they got a tower for it. If you're a Silver Linings kind of guy, then they got a tower. Pablo, looking for options.
Do you think Zero Tenacity will get baited? They have a sentry on the high ground spot, so they might not think there's vision there.
I mean, AVULUS are here, and isn't really here. Nice.
They have double cheese, but more to anti-DK.
So it's going to be CBS actually caught inside the Ravage. They've just taken down Nefrit immediately, and I'm going to come towards the Sniper. He's gone as well. 2 heroes evaporating before your very eyes, folks. Nefrit and Stoikov are gone. Guess what? There's another Ravage available whenever they fancy it.
I think wards just win games, right? The big wraparounds that they're doing, it's the ward. Again, you can just see it on the minimap, right? On that left-hand side. That is what's giving the entry to the fight for Jibbe and for Mobile. Retsu just running into the middle of all of them with the rage. Nefrit as well. BK being big vacuum into Golem.
Oh my god. I mean, there's follow-up is just not really coming in, though. All the BKBs being used, all of the stuns coming out. Like, sure, AVULUS are being forced back, but they're also not really falling particularly low. Smiling Knight starting to take hits here, but don't forget, he's got that Aegis, so he's going to be absolutely fine. Retsu going to go on to Mobe instead. Again, cheese available for Retsu. Going to come in. There's your second Ravage coming out. Curtis giving them opportunity. No, Pablo.
Gosh.
He had the bulldoze ready and is able to break out of it and save Retsu's life, allowing Retsu to get away, maybe come back in and get another reset here. He's looking for the Dragon Knight. He wants to take down Mobe, and he's going to be able to take him away. And now they'll go towards Smiling Knight, who's back from the dead, but the damage, it's a lot. Retsu, he's got to be careful. He's got the anchor out upon him. Stoikov's going to help him deal with it, though, and the Infest comes through as well to make sure that Retsu's nice and safe, but he's not. Smiling Knight comes in, takes down 1, takes down 2. They need to be careful. The Ursa is just not deterred at all. More buybacks coming through from both sides. Retsu's coming in just a second. Mobe is TPing back back into this one as well. He'll be here in just a minute. AVULUS bodyguarding for Stoikov here, making sure that the sniper's going to be okay and not respecting the lifestealer as well at all here, Jibe. Jibe buys back even. He needs to go and defend something because at the moment their bottom barracks are being taken. They have got a Tinker to go and do that. AVULUS a reset as 5 heroes now. They are missing Nefrit on Zero Tenacity. No Darkseer for this high ground. But do AVULUS really want to push it this hard?
I think they have to. With Darkseer being down, it is critical for them to try and take a Rax. Sure, they don't have the Dragon Form DK, but the entire time, Sniper just right-clicking the entire time. It was a...
Yeah, he got some
Imagine if
clicks
Stoikov had one more item. Like, if he had Brooch or a Daedalus, that's such a different fight. He's probably killing all of them so much quicker, but still, after 49 minutes, it really feels like Sniper just needs that one extra item. Fully uncontested in the fight, but the sustainability of DK, Ursa Tide, plus the Tinker, eventually turning the tide in that fight and keeping them into a Rax taking position. Sure, again, many buybacks used as well, let's not forget.
This Letter, man. What a hero. Oh, here they go. They're going to go
onto the DK.
Here. Mobe does not have buyback money. Let's get off the BKB and will not be going down to Retsu or the Sniper just yet. Yules out onto the Smiling Knight, just keeping him out of the engagement. Don't forget, Smiling Knight is the one with buyback available on the Dire team. But a reset is being forced here. They will not be taking these middle barracks, not yet. Why do they have to work so hard for any inch of ground in this game, AVULUS? Roshan's come for free. High ground comes at a ridiculously high cost. And now the game is sort of settling. I want to say it feels almost neutral. And that doesn't come easy out my mouth with a 21k gold advantage for AVULUS.
The only key factor here is Ursa is the one with buyback out of all the cores in the game. So if Ursa is able to create that moment where he finally does go down, but they fight near an outpost, maybe a tier 2 tower, that's, I think, going to be the main turning point. Can Zero Tenacity, if they are to leave the base, kill the heroes that don't have the buyback, try and ignore the Ursa for now? Because if they don't, that could be like the lifeline AVULUS used to break what feels like a stagnant part of the game once again. Is waiting for Roshan going to be the answer? By then, all the buybacks will be available once more, and Sniper is going to have damage. He completes the Revenant's Brooch. Is it enough damage? I mean, at this point, he just needs anything to get him over the line. He's doing so much in the fight, but so little at the same time. I've never been so conflicted.
Yeah.
It's like such an uncontested sniper in all these fights, but... Don't worry, I'm not calling for a rapier though. As soon as he buys that, Jibe is ravaging him instantly. He doesn't want to put that much of a target on his back.
Yeah.
Again, only Ursa buyback on the side of AVULUS. Warlock with the buyback on the Radiant side. He does have the Golem on death. Again, if they fight near an outpost, one Golem dies, second Golem respawns. It could be enough to turn the team fight aspect of the fight.
Certainly could. Desire might, LeBron might be the kamikaze player they need to kind of turn this one. Who knows?
And Refresher.
Yeah.
6, 12. Okay, he has a Lotus. Okay.
That would be.
Okay, he does have. Okay, so LeBron barely has enough mana to use 2 Golems with Refresher, of course. Obviously, they're currently finding the Tidehunter on the high ground. Not the best target to go on.
No, especially not with the Tinker behind him, giving him those shields. Pablo gonna have to force a BKB out here to get himself away. He's carrying a very, very precious parcel. Needs to keep it safe. Oh god, that's out of the dead shots being super annoying. And this ward in the middle lane, by the way, didn't get taken out, so this has just been giving them vision.
It's the warding from Zero Tenacity just hasn't matched the pace of the game. It feels like that's one of the probably main reasons why I think they've struggled. Yeah. No flame LeBron, sorry, but it is hurting your team a little bit.
I'm sure if he was in our position, he'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah. If anything, it's just the difference, right? One team's utilized Gem multiple times, right, on the side of AVULUS, whilst Zero Tenacity, if they had a Gem, they've not held it long enough to truly utilize it. So of course it is easier for AVULUS to have the vision advantage, but yeah. Just Seems to be a theme in a couple of the pickoffs. Enemy triangle, sorry, their own triangle. They had that big smoke that we spoke about. Then when they hit the Ravage on the sniper in that kind of top left, top corner of the map, or top left area of the map, sorry. Again, it was another dire ward that just saw everything. But it does seem like AVULUS slowing down the game a little bit. Probably waiting for buybacks and Roshan. Unless they obviously get presented a free pickoff. Could be our second 60-minute game of the day.
Yeah, looking like it.
Yeah.
And the XP difference is going to come into effect as well if we see another fight soon, because pretty much everybody on the side of AVULUS, other than Muerta, is level 25. Muerta's very close as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Zero Tenacity, like a lot of heroes just aren't even close. 22 on Darkseer, 21 on Spirit Breaker. We got LeBron, who's obviously 21 as well, so it's not looking great. All those 25s make a difference. I feel like
how old is LeBron?
Will.
You said LeBron's 21.
Nah, LeBron's
and I'm now like, how?
31.
He's 34.
34?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, wait, the younger or older than Puppy?
I think Puppy's 36.
I want Puppy again. No, he's 35.
35? Okay.
Puppy is older, yeah. Look at these
Still
position 5 players.
Youthful.
Sure. Does have good skin.
Good skin.
Yeah. Worked with one panel on TI. I was like, man, he
share me your routine. Please.
Established, yeah.
Exfoliates every morning with his machete.
It's a weird picture.
Yeah, shaving would make more sense, but it is what it is. Aghanim's queued up for Pablo.
Of course, Aghanim's redirects any single target spell, so you can eat a laser, you can eat the dragon tail, but that's about it. Of course, it does give magic resistance. At this stage of the game, not too critical, I'd argue. I feel like it's a lot of explosive physical damage from the gush from Tide with the Ursa right clicks. Every little will help.
Move coming out from Zero Tenacity.
The buybacks are coming back off cooldown.
Yeah, it's a really big timing for both teams, to be honest. In fact,
Economy's still holding them back a little bit, right? DK and Tidehunter, so around 1,000 gold off buyback. Lifestealer 600 gold. Just need one kill in the fight and that will be enough.
And that's why they're trying to smoke out, right? They want to try and catch the asymmetrical fights, get someone, maybe interrupt Roshan. That's not happening.
Both teams. Ooh, they're drawing.
Seen. Ooh, Pablo doesn't want to commit to the ulti there. Realizing that there might be a lot of heroes on that high ground. That's not really something you want to walk into, especially with the Tinker laying down the march.
That creep wave just got obliterated, like a dead shot on a gush, and it just disappears.
Gone.
I mean, fair play to both teams, right? They knew kind of the position of either team. Zero Tenacity hugging the low ground, not overextending to the high ground, going back to their ward. Then AVULUS not breaking formation. They understand the severity of this game, and of course Roshan, in theory, should simplify the conclusion of the game, but we also thought that to be the case for the last couple of times, and AVULUS have, complicated the game each time.
And here we go, Roshan is up. Ursa gets to work. Gonna claim the 4th or 5th Roshan of the game?
It's the 4th uncontested Roshan of the game.
Excellent.
Yep. Another cheese, another refresher, another Roshan's banner. God, I've just seen how littered the AVULUS base is. There's a gem, there's a salve, there's a couple of dusk laying there.
Yeah, that is terrible. Clean up after yourselves, guys. What is this? Come on. If this is what their base looks like, imagine what their practice room looks like. Oh, gross.
Smiling Knight's Ags just got killed from the courier.
Okay.
He still has buyback god though, so it's not too crazy. But a consumed Ags with Aegis.
He doesn't right now, 200 short.
True. Yep.
If he dies without getting a kill in the fight, then it might get awkward.
Stoikov. If he knew what was out there,
yeah.
He just gets the high ground. It's like the Ursa's like, what's here?
Smell it.
Yeah.
This Axe is going to get very silly.
Okay, everyone has buyback again. We're going to have a 10v10
right.
in the next fight.
This match...
Run it back.
Oof.
Now the real question, will it be like the Secret and Parker high ground where they eventually get like the big item, they go high ground, insta win? Or do you think Zero Tenacity, they have it in them, they have the execution to win another fight, to bring on another Roshan, to, you know, to delay the game again? Part of me, I have the belief, but it's always just one Ravage that changes everything.
Do we get to the point where AVULUS can take buildings without necessarily having to fully engage Zero Tenacity? I don't think we
maybe
do.
if they
don't
have,
really have those heroes,
5 Book of the Deads.
Not quite what I was going for. I more meant if the DK gets like a bit more. I mean, he's got so much.
No, we can expand on that, yeah. 4 Book of the Dead then, and then the DK has Stygian.
Stygian and Axe.
Oh, they found LeBron.
They certainly have, but of course always a bit of a bait with LeBron. The golem's going to come out, immediate buyback coming out from him. They think they've taken this fight, or maybe they're not. Oh, maybe they are. Retsu and Pablo over the backlines trying to find the DK. The Ravage is going to come through, but Retsu's still absolutely fine. Refresher to get a second BKB out from Mobe, and there's a second golem coming down as well. A lot of spells being thrown, not a lot of heroes dying. Flying Knight still jumping around, trying to look for the sniper, or maybe even for the lifestealer here. He's got that Abyssal Blade coming down onto the lifestealer, but Retsu's just going to keep on attacking. And I'll just back away from each other. Looks like they found Pablo on the side. They will kill him off, but oh, Mobe's so low, but the cheese comes out from him, keeps him alive. Retsu still trying to bring him down, but with the rage ending, it's getting scary. Ravage comes through, big stun, comes out, Bash as well, is going to be there. Retsu's going to fall, Sniper goes down with him. This is heavy, heavy losses here for Zero Tenacity. They need to reset. The Sniper's going to need to buy back, but they're not going to have the damage here, unless they can get a kill onto Smiling Knight, but he's got the Aegis. It doesn't really matter. I think Retsu needs to back himself away, but he's really forcing this fight right now. If he goes down, that could be awful. Pablo comes flying in from the sidelines, not really contributing a whole lot to this one as LeBron just setting up some soup. They're trying to keep him alive, but Pablo is gone. Sniper finally buying back, but it's way too late. He wasn't there for his team when they needed him, and now he's going to die alone. Nefrit trying to help out here, but there's nothing to be done. The game is lost, and AVULUS will be taking the first win against Zero Tenacity in the end.
Oh, I mean, what a weird game as well. Like, it felt just a lot of overplays from AVULUS, but eventually, with that aggression, they do win it out. We don't get to see, you know, the tier 5s and that, you know, the beautiful progression of the ultra late game. And unfortunately for Zero Tenacity, it really felt like there's just 2 themes in this game for me. One, the Sniper just never had the items to do the damage in mod
3. Because I wouldn't mind to see Zero Tenacity kind of come back into it and see what they can do. In a third game here, and you know, this draft, it could definitely work. Another thing as well is that Drought doesn't really love getting reflected, and no hero does, especially carries, but Drought especially pretty stats heavy.
Yeah, I think the good thing for Zero Tenacity is just the team fight that naturally scales into their lineup. Like Pablo and his Rubik, if he has good position, you still Avalanche or a Black Hole, or you know, even the silence from a Night Stalker, you can turn a lot of fights, right? So there's a lot of like X Factor and little moments that Zero Tenacity can bring. A good Rolling Thunder, a good Ice Path, a good Sunder, right? And for AVULUS, it is just good lanes, tempo, break the game, don't get outplayed in the clutch fight.
So Snakeo's
Couple
pulling
outplays
some,
and
yeah, he's pulling some Giga Brain stuff here. So he came forward, made sure they saw him without a smoke, and now they're smoking up. So he like dropped the smoke on the floor and then went back and picked it up later. I don't know why. I don't know what this is going to do for them.
When they get the ward down under the cover of smoke, Nifrit was so close to breaking it, but it was on the right hand side.
Well, we'll just get the ward down, and it seems to be that's that. Very aggressive ward though. Like it feels like I'm a little worried about this ward and whether it'll actually survive through the lane. We'll see, I guess. It's just annoying when you have a ward which is like so easy to de-ward and you can just never get the deny off on it. Sometimes it just ends up being a bit of extra gold. But they have no clue it's there, so it shouldn't really get killed off as Strikeoff and Mobe in the middle lane going to play off against each other.
Yeah, I think the most important lane is going to be the top lane, right? Between an early phase Enigma pick not really responded with like the hardest of lane encounters, and you know, Jibe, it is probably one of his best heroes, like, taking over lanes on Enigma, farming up a storm. We'll see if they can replicate that once more. A little bit of mismicro there, killing off one of his own Eidolons.
Yeah, it's always going to feel bad. Means they definitely won't split here, but you're just using the first ones to make sure you can get the CS advantage. Deny as much as you can from Retsu. Always going to be good kill potential here, though, from Retsu and LeBron. When that Metamorphosis is available, you got the slows coming out from the Dual Breath, from the Blood Grenade, and either of these heroes kind of feels like they might just be able to drop. Not much is going to stop them just running and killing.
Yeah, it's respect the meta basically. If you respect meta, you don't die. If you overplay your hand, then sure, Retsu and LeBron, they have the tools to do it, but timing based tools for sure. And Drow, free farming in the bot lane, 8 CS. Not really caring too much about Nifrit. Rubik, such a weak laner.
Here, though. They want to try and put a bit of harassment into Smiling Knight and maybe go for the kill. Blood Grenade comes out though, and Divine Favor Armor also going to help as well from Seneko to make sure that Smiling Knight's going to be absolutely fine.
Unfortunately, we are going to see the weaknesses of Rubik. Right, with Fade Bolt to secure range creep and lift, that's all you've really got. Nothing else helps you kind of punish in the laning phase.
It's not much.
Imagine that was like a Hoodwink or something. Yeah, if that was a Mortar, Drow's dead. If that's a Hoodwink, Drow's dead.
Ringmaster.
For Rubik? Nah, sorry mate. Yeah, Ringmaster, Drow's dead. Rubik's like, yeah, you know what, you're allowed to live. Pressure wand and walk away.
But again, if any of those heroes were picked, then I don't think we'd be seeing a Drow this game because they know that she wouldn't have a lane. So Smiling Knight saw the opportunity to pick up this very weak early hero. And yeah, so far so good. Doing great in this lane so far.
Oh, top lane, little bit of a scuffle. Silence, right on top of Jakiro.
Yeah, and that'll take him down. Jibe going to get the first blood. Those Eidolons being a huge issue for LeBron.
It's more worrying that the Jakiro was in the lane, because when we looked at it, he was inside the creep wave, instantly getting silenced. So the kind of poor positioning a little bit from LeBron there, but if he doesn't stand there, then maybe the Terrorblade will go instead. It's such a scary lane.
Yeah.
You have to play for Eidolon. If you don't kill Eidolons in this lane, you are going to eventually die on either hero. They are so potent.
That is the threat. Just got to stay away. And again, not really seeing the opportunity for Etsu just yet. Actually pops the meta now, but meta, reflection, it's just not really much follow-up. They're not really going for anything. They're just trying to clear through these Eidolons. They're doing so much damage. Retsu thought he could stand his ground and clear them out, but they're just not being able to do so.
I think Jibe also Maleficed Illusion, which would have done a bit more damage to Retsu there.
Yeah,
so even when you don't hit your spells...
Nefrit down at bottom, getting Sword low from the Drow, but we'll be okay. It's good harassment coming out.
So much bruising happening top left.
Yeah, I think Jibe might be... No, never mind. LeBron and Retsu can't chase. I mean, Retsu's meta's gone now as well, so absolutely no chance of getting this kill.
Unfortunately, LeBron wasn't playing turbo mode and could ship out a rapier to do enough damage there. Oh, that's just Marcy. Marcy's just playing turbo mode. I just realized with the instant courier. It's all clicked.
Yeah, that's true.
Some Valve Deb was a turbo enjoyer when they changed that Marcy facet. Or innate. Sorry.
I hate that ability.
It's the fact that like you need the items to be on your courier.
Thank
it doesn't
you.
even like auto
Yes.
take your quick buy. That's like the bewildering part.
Yeah. I played the hero. I was like, oh, I can't wait to just instantly have my items. Called it to me like 5 times without loading up the courier first. I'm just like,
5 times.
Yeah, literally. I played the entire game. I only did it once. It was so annoying. Every time I'd be like, right, I'm not going to forget next time. I've got such a long cooldown that you just forget by the next time it comes about.
And to be fair, it's just a button press, right? Like deliver items, wait, press Marcy button. You're good.
It was 2 AM and I was drunk. Okay. It's not...
No, I get it. But even it's the first time you do it. You're like, why does surely auto taking stash make sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, either way, a hero that's not in the game. the CS. Look, the net worth though. The CS doesn't really show it as much, but 2,700 net worth to the Drow, to the 1,500 of the Beastmaster. Demolishing the bot lane. And often Beastmaster is a hero that you can't lose lane on Beastmaster. Yes, you are a hero that can come back into the game, but your entire game is built on, you know, early timings, the early ags to think about early towers and Roshan and map progression. And Stoikov rotating down here on the Pangolier. LeBron by the Twin Gate. They really want to kill this Drow Ranger. She is currently holding her 4th point. Has Gust if she wants to level it. Stoikov doesn't want to kind of waste too much time. Is walking back to mid. Didn't see the opportunity.
No. Didn't really seem like a good opportunity at all there. Stoikov's, oh yeah, it's a very hard hero to really rotate upon. Even though he is kind of low mana, he's still got that 7-1 available. They're getting jumped up in the top side though. LeBron and Retsu doing the damage. They might just be able to take him down here. He will fall. Bobe though, looking for a bit of revenge, but the Ice Path is down, slowing at this. But if they can kill off Retsu, it would be pretty huge. Desire closing the gap and will be able to kill and bring him down. So nice return kill coming out from AVULUS. Nice response to the aggression from Zero Tenacity.
Yeah, and Retsu going for the tip as well. He's, you know, annoyed by the Enigma's presence, tipping him when he goes for the kill. But then to die after, such a weak tip. You gotta live if you tip someone.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
LeBron, gotta be careful. There's 5 Eidolons and a Tiny in the area.
Tiny made a little jump.
Already the TV's half HP.
He might just be dead to the
Oh, he's just dead?
Oh, yep, there the tree finds him. Oh,
wait, and now Retsu's gonna run away?
That's a bit of a freebie. And 2 seconds left on that crash landing. The damage from the toss will be pretty severe. They need to bring in some TP. TP in, but immediately cancelled. He's not coming. Retsu is alone. And Mobe
this is a disaster.
Letting him go. Avalanche is there. He's looking for a target. Toss back over towards the illusion. There comes Soneko coming in from the portal. Retsu, his days are numbered. And that number just hit.
3, 2, 1.
And 0. There you go. We got there eventually.
That was clean. That was good. That was good casting.
Great casting, yeah.
Yeah, great casting.
Really flowed. That's what people like. Desire getting chased down by
LeBron's
Stoikov in the middle lane. Yeah, it's actually Jebe falling over on the top side. LeBron finds himself a target. Meanwhile, Rolling Thunder used onto Desire here. Pablo also trying to get in and take a couple of chunks out of Mr. Desire here, but they're really struggling to finish the job. They will kill him off eventually as Jebe gets a return kill onto LeBron up in the top side and starts doing some pressure to that tower.
What an absolute awful turn of events for Zero Tenacity. The
Yeah.
TB uses meta, kills Enigma. Then LeBron looks at 5 Eidolons, dies to them.
Yeah.
Then Retsu watches his Jakiro die, loses half his HP. They dive him. Sure, they get a kill on mid lane, but then Desire's in a great position, cancelling the TP of the Pangolier, which creates this, you know, symphony of, you know, meme and chase in the top lane. But we already said that top lane was volatile. Enigma can take over the lane at any point, but to die in this capacity, you know, twice, that is not what you want to see on your Jakiro or your Terrorblade. And AVULUS, 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah,
This is often what we see when they pick up the Enigma. They seem to create this moment every time they play the hero. They are, you know, one of the stronger Enigma teams for sure.
It's pretty scary. You gotta respect it. I'm not sure they have. These side lanes, just neither of them were able to do really much. And
I just I like Moba just walking to top lane though. I like the fact that he just, you know, he sees an opportunity, he, you know, waddles up, gets a couple kills, doesn't rush back to mid lane, allows Desire to sit there. Sure, he dies, but I think that kind of natural swap of mid lane and 4 really helps in the early game, like bringing that high leveled hero over. Sure, Stoikov going to continue having an okay game, 2-0, 54 CS. That could be the kind of the savior to his early game. If he finds a good role, he does get the Arcane Rune.
Okay, a good couple of rolls could help.
But like, who does he want to kill though? Does he want to stop the Enigma who's taken over his jungle? Does he want to kill the Smiling Knight, the Drow Ranger, who's, you know, completely free farm in the bottom lane? It's a difficult choice, and at the moment he is looking to go top, but Mobai, very good positioning there. Kind of scouts out their move, warns his Enigma, and now runs back to mid very safely. Pablo, trying to desperately get level 6. Of course, Rubik, kind of a lost hero until his ultimate.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There wasn't a player, like, if you ask me right now, of like the qualifier teams, like which player would you like to see play Rubik? Without a shadow of a doubt, I would say Pablo every single time. Like, he is an incredible Rubik player, but the fact that he can't play Rubik at a pretty good Rubik meta, like Jakiro's in meta, Tiny's in meta, Enigma's in meta, like all these heroes, and you still can't truly pick Rubik with confidence, it is a sign the hero is pretty weak. But I do hope to see Pablo kind of show us why the hero in the right hands can perform.
I hope you'll find some opportunities. And Mobe kind of giving them an opportunity now, but the Hand of God coming out to make sure that they're not dropping too low here on the side of AVULUS. Mobe, though, on the run, trying to get away. Retsu trying to chase him down, though, has a lot of damage to offer with that ulti. Dual Breath out upon him as well, but they just can't finish him off. And my God, the multi-shot from the sidelines, from that Drow, doing far too much to Retsu. And they actually catch him off in the end. The toss is going to be there. AVULUS are all over them right now. Seneko maybe going in a little too deep on this one, but they can't finish the job. Will finally drop. They get Seneko at the very least. Not a great trade yet.
Toss.
Not the toss coming through. Nefrid almost drops for that one. Desire, oh, he wants to finish this so badly, but he's so low. Oh, Knight's about to run out, and yeah, Nefrid's just going to go for the safe TP out.
Stoikov?
Stoikov trying to guess it. Yeah, that's
I mean, how silly is it that, like, the entire fight for Desire, he was just he's just a flying mango tree. You know, he's just there, just chilling in the tree line, like, oh, look at me, I have all this vision. And then Tiny's like, oh, thanks, mate. Toss, toss, toss. It's like an artillery in the lane.
Yeah,
so scary for Zero Tenacity to fight into.
Thankfully, Pablo gets tree throw, just what he wanted. An awkward game for Zero Tenacity. Game number 1 was pretty close, pretty entertaining. This game, the side lane's just absolutely falling apart at the seams, and AVULUS doing everything they can to take advantage.
I think if I had one free choice for, like, to influence the next patch, it would just be to change the vision of Night Stalker to scale based on his level in ultimate or something. I'd like his level 1 ult vision to be heavily reduced, and then maybe at max level he can have, like, his normal nighttime, like, flying vision, but that'd be my one request in a future patch.
Alright, I'll pass it on.
Thanks, mate. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I know that, you know, the devs are great Western European lower bracket Game 2 AVULUS Zero Tenacity fans, so yeah, just scale and ultimate the vision. Make the hero a lot more enjoyable to play against.
That'll be fun. A lot of cute things you can come up with. Just poking this tower, trying to get the fortification. I like how Snake only sends forward 1 creeper there. The noble sacrifice to get the fortification out from the tower.
Yep. Nice scan as well from Zero Tenacity. They respect the fact that against Night Stalker you have to play near high ground ward spots. It's also a reason why Night Stalker is so good in the current patch, right? With the map changes, there's not as many hills to play around. Yeah. Like half of the hills got removed, so it kind of makes fighting against the hero even harder. To kind of like force the fight to this position, it's kind of unrealistic in a fast-paced game.
Yeah, I think the other big winner from that was Monkey King as well, who's also really enjoys the lack of high ground vision these days.
Sure. Yeah. Any elusive hero that wants to play, you know, around the map can now scurry around the tree line a lot better. Retsu showing top for a second with the silence and the blink. Avalanche tossing back to the Enigma.
That's a really big kill. He's not going to get a chance to get off the Thunder, especially not with a black hole. As Stoikov just comes
stole black hole.
Stolen though by Pablo, immediately used onto Desire and onto Jib. A nice response here from Zero Tenacity, but it doesn't change the fact that their Terrorblade did die, and that is not a good thing at all.
It does feel like the damage from AVULUS, they were missing something, and maybe just didn't expect him to be so tanky, but with the start with the silence and the Avatos throwing back to Enigma, I think that flight time maybe delayed a bit of damage as well, and having to use the black hole was... Not too optimal.
Not optimal, no, but making sure he doesn't get off the Sunder there was very, very important.
Yes. Pablo Rubik, though, in position, has black hole. Will have one more black hole if he doesn't want to steal any other spell, but instantly the aggression continues. Yeah. It's so relentless, right? Like,
yeah.
This draft, what cooldown are you really waiting for? Sure, there's a black hole in the game, but with Drow and Tiny, Chen, like, there's so many opportunities to keep breaking down your opponent and looking for a fight. I feel like Stoikov has to be everywhere. This poor Pangolier. But if he ever does a bad TP, his team's going to remind him, for sure.
Yeah, he's the linchpin holding everything together. And it is barely holding together at the moment. You can see on the net worth, all 3 cores on the side of AVULUS looking in an excellent position. Smiling Knight, Mobe, Jibbe, all feeling amazing. Drought, she has herself the Dragon Lance going straight for the Aghanim's actually, which is already completed, so gonna have that one ready to roll. What do you think of this Drow Aghanims?
It's in the correct game when you're able to, build up the stacks, get the hyperthermia going. It's very good.
Oh, Stoikov just gets seen here with Smiling Knight, but caught inside the Lotus Fountain, gets pretty awkward pretty quickly, but the rest of Zero Tenacity arriving for this one. The run's going to be the first casualty as he's just targeted down by all of these creeps. Smiling Knight and Stoikov still fighting on the sidelines, and this is not a fight which Stoikov is winning. He is going to be dropping his first death here. As Drow gets that streak, Mobe has to be a little careful here, but Retsu has been spotted at AVULUS. Oh, they want him badly. Drum's going to be available in just a second here. They're going to change their attention over towards Nefrit. Maybe they don't get anybody here. Oh, hey Pablo. Trying to sneak in around the back for a little black hole, were you? No, he's actually stolen the crippling fear, and now he's dead. Pablo and Nefrit both are going to fall. Mobe lives. Another huge win for AVULUS as they continue to step forward in this game. 8k gold advantage at 17 minutes.
Oh, Vision's just OP. What else do you want me to say? Desire presses ultimate. They see the entire fight. They see that Stoikov, of course, by himself. The rest of his team is hugging the right-hand side of the tree line. Then they disengage, and as they walk away, he's like, oh, wait, Pablo's TPing on the left. Beastmaster's running on the right. So then the Tiny chases the Beast. The Night Stalker cancels TP. They get 4 kills. You cannot be the one getting jumped first if you're Zero Tenacity. If you're getting jumped, then already the Tiny has that kind of damage. The Night Stalker is going to set up in a really good position, and you'll never be able to, outmaneuver the fight. And we already said that Zero Tenacity, they struggled in game 1. Their vision was not the strongest. Now they're playing into a Night Stalker. Their warding and vision and positioning, has to be perfect. Any mistake, they will punish you. And that is exactly what Mobai and Desire are doing between the Night Stalker and the Tiny. The vision and then the avalanche tosses from the Tiny is completely breaking Zero Tenacity in any fight they can take. Is LeBron really looking to go first item blink dagger on Jakiro?
There's no way.
I mean, if he does, is he gonna blink on top of Drow and stop her from proccing her ultimate?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be so chat.
What are you gonna do? Hurricane Pike me?
Kill me? Yes. No, I mean, if he actually commits with this and blinks on Drow, then fair play. He sees a problem, he's trying to find a solution. I love that style of Dota, but it's also like, you make a mistake and GG, you don't have a utility item to save your core.
Yeah, please 4-staff me, Jakiro. Oh, sorry. Please solo crest me, Jakiro. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm on the front lines macro powering the Drow. Okay.
God, I actually really want him to buy Blink now.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
In my head, I was like, is it good? Is it yours? Maybe it's just Blink to cancel Black Hole as well. Blink around the fight, get the Ice Path. My guy's cooking, that's for sure. But by the cover of smoke, finds the Pangolier.
Yeah,
they tried to force him,
target
but,
to bring down, and I think they're just going to be able to do so. The damage is there, and Stoikov will die.
So it's a nice attempt from Pablo with the 4-staff, but the toss mid 4-staff caught him and kept him in position. That probably would have been enough to save him.
I just kind of feel that this game might be...
LeBron. Have to be careful there. No, it is. As soon as you lose any bit of map against Night Stalker, it's so much harder to play. Roaring up the Tiny.
It's a tricky kill.
Shakira
but
is
the
going from
Aghanim's
behind.
Is helping out, and yeah, they will be able to kill him off. Nefrit bringing him down. Mobe, a little caught out there. And looking in the neighborhood, they want to try and get a response for this AVULUS. But Smiley Knight's having some issues with some illusions at the moment. Retsu moving across and putting a bit of pressure. Come back.
LeBron might get the TP cancel. Oh.
Ooh, force away. Drow's in trouble. People need to come to Smiley Knight's rescue right now. That said, there's actually pretty... Oh, okay, there's still a tower here, so they can't exactly just run past it to try and kill the Drow.
I mean, if he hit the stun, then yeah, he's in trouble. But Smiling Knight quickly sees the Jakira and does cancel his twin gate teleportation. Yeah. Now smoke up from zero Tenacity. They can go Roshan if they want to. But it looks like they're maybe going to try and get a pick off first and maybe open up the pit that way.
It seems tricky, especially without Terrorblade, but Desire is all alone up here. I mean, this is really,
he
really
blinked
good play.
in. Yeah, it's a very good kill.
Alright. Zero Tenacity finding ways to come back into this game. Some very sneaky plays using that portal. I love to see a nice team portal to immediately get to another part of the map where the human brain just doesn't comprehend people moving through portals like this. So you just don't really... If you don't think about it, you don't think about it, you know?
No, I don't. That sounded as bad as the if the tree falls in the forest but no one's there, did it? Or something? Yeah, can you...
What do you mean as bad? That's a great philosophical question to discuss.
My apologies, my philosophy isn't up to scratch nowadays.
It's alright.
I don't read.
Go read some Plato or something.
I'll add it to my to-do list. Oh, somehow AVULUS are the ones that are going Roshan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They bleed away a few kills. They just want to get a big objective to make them feel confident again. I don't really think Zero Tenacity are in the mood for contesting. But this is a little the case anyway. Smiley Knight going to be able to grab himself an Aegis. Feels really good for this Drow now. She's going to be able to stand and deliver
massive
on the front
timing.
lines.
Let's look at Jakira real quick.
He's almost
10
there.
gold away. Will he purchase the Blink Dagger? Will he second guess himself? Does he think this is the item?
Has his team spotted his quick buy yet?
He buys a 4-star!
You buy a 4-star, damn it, LeBron. Carry checked the supports items, laid down the law. LeBron says, yes sir, right away sir. I was just kidding sir. Secretly like, damn it.
Oh, I knew it, man, I knew it. This Blink is such a bait. There's no way he's... Oh god.
Gotcha though.
He got him.
Uh-oh, Jibei's on him.
Oh wait. Where's your 4-star, LeBron?
See, if he had a Blink Dagger, then it still would have been delivered on the courier, so still be dead. Oh, he's got a black hole!
Black hole? And there's the Smiling Knight tip.
Yeah.
He's been holding on for a game for that one. At least we know Black Hole can't be stolen, right?
True,
Next fight.
true, yep.
Jibei's
I don't know if
protecting his
that's
own
worth.
team from his...
If you're going for a high ground push like this and you've not got Black Hole because it was just used on a Jakiro. I mean,
No, come on. He doesn't have Blink. It's not like... Jibei's not playing for Black Hole. He's got a pipe, a drum, a 4-staff. He's kind of playing on, like, you know, some soft utility, be ready. Black Hole's always been a novelty with this type of build, so I can see him just, I want kill, I get kill, right? But
Look out from Desire here. Strikov and Desire kind of blinking with each other.
he can be forced, yeah. They're not leaving, though. Okay, into the last minute.
I'm trying to oust
Well, we know one thing.
from the side of the map, but it hasn't really worked out. Stoikov's still in the neighborhood, still going to farm, still going to cut waves.
At least we know that AVULUS don't mind just pressing ultimates. Desire sees hero? Oh. Jibei sees hero? Black Hole. Retsu doesn't really have anything. He has 13,000 gold farm, but when you look at his inventory...
Yeah, that Manta only really takes you so far. Just giving ways to shove out lanes, but yeah, ultimately probably feeling a bit despair right now. of a, I mean, it's not been an awkward Aegis, but it's been a bit of a slow Aegis. You know, Smiling Knight's just been pushing right up to the enemy base each time, doing damage to the towers, finally going for the tier 2, because that's a much more realistic objective. Let's see if they can take it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's the Solar Crest out into the Drow from the Chen. There is aggression coming out from Zero Tenacity. They're trying to make some plays happen away from the Drow, away from the Aegis. Might not work out for them though, as AVULUS, they've taken the tower and now they're TPing back, looking for an opportunity. Redsu didn't notice Smiling Knight TPing in right behind him and is forced to just fight into Drow right now. But Drow has the Aegis, so this is going to be a death for Redsu, just straight up. Stroikov tried to help out, but can't really do a whole lot. Seneko gets that kill as the carry goes down once again. Redsu just not really being able to stand up to anybody this game. Very awkward fight up in the top lane. Nefrit, Pablo, LeBron, all just reconvening on the other side of the map going, yeah, well, let's just keep on farming away from AVULUS. Eventually they'll leave us alone. Eventually this Aegis will run out. And it will. It'll be on in 40 seconds, so no high ground push with this, but, you know, this is a pretty classic first usage of Aegis. Use it to farm up a ton and shove waves like crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Zero Tenacity, their fight is just keep pushing waves, hope to see a hero by themselves. Nifrit, he's been trying to go for these kills, but they just took the Tormentor, so straight into Twin Gate and get the kill. Mobai kind of by himself, but not really due to his proximity to the teleport. And it feels a little bit of desperate plays are occurring. Like the best fight for Zero Tenacity is in their base, like try and allow for the Drow to overextend. But you don't have any like key repositioning. There's no way to exploit someone walking up the high ground. So we'll see how they navigate that one. And their Terror just doesn't do any damage at the moment.
It really doesn't. Quite disappointing. I mean, he might. We just haven't got to see him actually attack anything yet. Because every single fight he's just getting killed or running away.
So he kind of wants a BKB to stand his ground against like Tiny and Night Stalker, but then he doesn't want it against Enigma, and then he can't buy like Butterfly and all these cool items. And it's just weird. It's just a weird game of Terrorblade. It's why Drow complicates it so much, and then of course the rest of the heroes further complicate it because now Chen can save whoever Terrorblade right clicks. BKB, you do no damage. You go like AC to try and play against the Drow, then you're also kind of not really doing damage. It's always a difficult game when you're behind on net worth, especially when you're down like 4,000 gold.
Yeah, never gonna feel great. Tricky position to play from, but we haven't really seen much life being shown from Zero Tenacity. They're trying to make moves, trying to make some plays, but none of their plans are really yielding much in terms of results. So kind of sent back to the drawing board each time. Now smoke up from AVULUS. Start to shove mid once again. If Mobe can find someone here, if anybody comes to try to clear this wave, then they will be in trouble. And yep, there you go. Pablo comes in and the damage comes out and he will fall. Now, straight onto the tower. This is what they wanted. An opportunity to push this high ground to get these barracks, and I think they may just get it. Zero Tenacity, they're trying to get together. They're trying to be in a position where they can contest this. Retsu's nearby. Macropie is coming down. Fortunately, Drow just doesn't really care. Playing around the other side here. She's got the Glacier down as well as Stoikov running through. Mobe could be in trouble. BKB comes out, but he is very, very low here. Right clicks are coming from the TB, but it is not enough. Jibe, though, he's the one who's going to drop. And look at the damage coming out from Smiling Knight onto Stoikov. Stoikov ain't surviving this one. He goes down. Ice Path from LeBron slows down Smiling Knight for the time being. Multi-shot doesn't connect, but the barracks are undefended now. Smiling Knight just needs to come up that high ground, finish the job. Fortification is there. Anybody coming back? We've got the Rubik coming back in just 2 seconds time. Drow on her Glacier is going to be able to finish the job on this tower.
It looked like trying to go for end for a second.
Oh, toss back onto the Beastmaster. May not be trying to end, but they're certainly trying to do permanent damage to Zero Tenacity, which they already have, to be honest. Retsu's got to be a little careful. You cannot stay close to the Drow. Look at the range coming from that Glacier. Smino is still absolutely fine during this Mobe, finding more opportunities, blowing up LeBron. The buyback is going to be there, but they are not doing a good job of staying alive or protecting their buildings or playing Dota right now for Zero Tenacity. They can't do a thing about this Drow. Look at Smiley Knight's confidence. Drow Ranger just sitting on the high ground, just continuing to blast away at this tower. Glacier spam is so obnoxious.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Daedalus now complete as well. You don't want to get close to it.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Thing is, they're going to have to do something, right? They're going to have to try and find an entry to the fight, and Meta isn't cooldown for another 17 seconds. It really feels like it's all on Pablo's shoulder. He needs to find some like epic still. Avalanche or Black Hole, one of these spells might be enough to turn around a fight, but that's also being wildly optimistic, assuming that maybe Smiling Knight forgets to A-click or something.
Yeah, and no Blink Dagger on Pablo makes everything 10 times harder as well. We'll try and force staff him to find one of these.
Big
players.
Avatos already
Not
onto 2.
gonna be easy, yes indeedy. Shoykov and Retsu so low to start this one off. Smiling Knight just trying to finish the job, and look at the damage coming out. The Glacier is brutal, and now the Black Hole coming out on
Stolen
to
Black Hole?
Retsu, yeah, will be taken here. Pablo trying to get out with his prize, but I'm not sure they're gonna let him. Toss back onto the Rubik. He is gone, and he's gonna cool it. GG there. Smiling Knight going godlike on this Drow. Absolutely MVP for Smiling Knight here. 9-0-5. Sees the niche pick opportunity, goes for it, and it pays off massively.